Okay, grown black folks talk. Quick hit number three. Getting to a better place is one step at a time. Two pieces of ancient wisdom, not unique to me. How do you eat an entire elephant? One bite at a time. The longest journey begins with just one step. I shared in the last quick hit how it is that people are basically walking around with major injury. They're even in a stage where they're putting a lot of energy out. They're trying to find a way to heal, but they just don't know how to do it. But they're still interested in getting to a better place, or they're in a stage where they have missed opportunities to do this, and essentially the psyche is just put on a callus, and they're constantly behaving inappropriately around this. But the chances of healing that are now very small. Just like the physical body will also do this. I went through major injury. Had I not submitted to surgery, I now would have been crippled for life because after a certain amount of time, the body just basically calluses off an injury like that. It's not life threatening, but that would just never work again. You'd just be missing a joint, actually a muscle. You'd just be missing a connected muscle. So I would have been crippled for the rest of my life. I submitted to surgery and rehab and to a regimen of exercise to keep problems down as I get older. All those things have to be done by the person themselves. Can't be done by anybody else. People around me walking imparts nothing to this leg at all. There's a process. So, how do you start this process? A lot of us are dealing with traumas on the mind, on the heart, on the spirit. First thing to understand is, okay, first of all, I have a trauma. What is it that is hurting me? And the second step is stop blaming everyone else outside of you. That's two steps right there. One, recognizing, okay, I was hurt. Number two, stop blaming everyone else for the outcome of this. And as I say this, I don't mean that you cannot be victimized, because yes, very bad things happen to people who do not deserve it. It is a very wicked world we live in. I'm not going to deny that reality. But the thing is, if that person is not physically holding you down, what do you do in the aftermath? But we're going to deal with just the first two steps. You have to determine, okay, this happened, I was hurt by it. Let me stop blaming, let me stop being mad at everybody else and determine, what do I need to heal? My life coach tells me, determine what you need for your day when you get up. In other words, what kind of support are you going to need? What kind of things do you plan to do? When is the best time for you to work all that out before you deal with the rest of the world? Well, if you're coming out of a traumatic situation, what you want to do is, okay, this is what's going on with me. Do I need to get to okay, am I going to be in a place where I can heal? But all this happens after you take the focus on what someone else did and step back into your power to make one step after another, after another, after another. Acknowledge the hurt. Stop looking at that other, understand, stop blaming that other person for just a moment so you can figure out what you're going to do next, what you're going to do. As I said, at another time, we'll break down the Civil War from a lay historian's perspective. The Civil War has a lot of things to learn. I give you the quote of no less a person than Ulysses S. Grant, who, uh, when he took over the command of the Eastern Union Army at this time, the Army of the Potomac, everybody came in to tell him how Robert E. Lee had whipped the snot out of them most of the time for the previous 2 years. When General Grant said, you know what? All right, he killed 100,000, about almost what? We're getting close to 100,000 men. That man is 1/6 of COVID strength just walking around loose. I'm tired of hearing about it. Stop worrying about what Lee is going to do. We're going to focus on what we're going to do. The war was over in 11 months. I know this is not easy to do because it's so easy to put so much energy on other people. She's out there doing what she wants to do. She ain't paying any attention to me. My life is wrecked and this person is doing it. He's out there doing whatever he wants to do. And my life is still wrecked and I have to pick up the pieces and he doesn't care. That's energy you need to heal yourself. Acknowledge the wrong done to you. The person who's responsible is responsible. But don't keep blaming them for your current situation. Take that energy, just 2 steps. Take that energy and focus it on, okay, let me take this energy and what's the first thing I can do for myself in order to move forward from where I am. Once you do those 2 steps, the third step is, okay, what was my part in it? And I'm not saying you have to be blamed, but how was I weak toward this person that allowed them to take advantage? So I don't do that again. Do I need to change my physical or psychological locale to be stronger the next time this kind of challenge comes with me? These are all conversations that you can have with yourself and then seek assistance to help you make changes that you need to make. But until you get to number 1 and 2, you're not going to be ready to do number 3, which is where you really begin to take the power back to improve your own situation. One step at a time. To fail to do this is to freeze into that mode of trauma and the rigidity, and to lose the flexibility and to lose all sense of power over your situation. That's not what you want. That's not what I want for you. Stupid things are going to continue to happen. But until you are dead or permanently disabled, there's always going to be something that you can do to better your situation, no matter what that other person did. I want you to lock in on the reality of that and take those first 2 steps. Okay? That's enough for the weekend. Actually, for some people, that'll be enough for the next month or 2 months or 3 months or 5 months or 6 months. You might even need a year. And part of your step 3 would be, how do I get to a position where I'm safe to do this? It may take a long time, and that's okay. You're worth that. Take all the time you need. 2 steps to start. Okay, it's 45 degrees now. And I'm still trying to wait for it to get to 50 before I go out there. We San Franciscans are not fans of the cold. Yeah, I could go bundle up, and I might even do that. Anyway, just 3 quick hits today. Everybody have a good day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.